I was like, I'm gonna die right here. Y'all gonna have to, if I fall, y'all gonna have to leave me right here because I ain't gonna get up. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe to your girl. So this is a long awaited video. Many people have been asking me for this video. This is my BBL question and answer. Finally, I just got out the shower. I just put my faja, my ab board, my foams in, so you know I have this robe on top. I'll be showing you guys what my body looks on later on in the video, probably at the end, because I already like tried on some regular clothes and shot some shots for you guys, so I'll just add that at the end. But right now I'm 5 to 6 weeks post-op, so I'm very excited about that. Even though this is just the beginning of this journey, people don't really start seeing results until like after 6 months or so. So I'm kind of just being patient, doing everything I have to do, drinking my water. Let me take a little bit real quick. Massages, all that good stuff. So let's start. Also, I am very big on love yourself no matter what, but if you feel like you want to alter something, any part of your appearance, I'm all for it. Like, do what makes you happy. You got the money. Like, don't listen to other people. Do what you want, because a lot of people will tell you, oh, don't do this, you don't need to do that. Like, you know how many times I've had like family members or anybody like that, like, oh, you don't need to do that. And it's like, y'all can say that, but I feel a different way. And it's like, how I feel is above how y'all feel. So I'm gonna do what I want regardless, because at the end of the day, I'm not asking anybody to do anything for me or help me in any way. So yeah, I'm very big on that. So I loved my old body, but I love my new body even more, and it's just gonna make me better. So I was always a bad bitch, like, so not even to be cocky or anything, but it was just facts. Like, I've always been pretty, I've always been, you know, nice, thick or whatever, but it's like now it's just, I'm just gonna get better, and I'm just gonna keep getting better. So it's like, y'all can't tell me nothing, because I know there will be probably some negative comments up in here, and it's just, remember that God is watching and he don't like ugly. So don't hate on nobody, and keep your 2 cents to yourself, because you probably need it more than we do. Okay, so I got my phone with my questions. People ask me questions and stuff, so I'm gonna start with the first. Let me talk about my journey, because I feel like that's better. That'll answer most of the questions. Sorry, let me get comfortable. That'll answer most of the questions. So first is, who did I go to? Where did I go? When? So I was doing my research for a very long time. That's very important. Rule number 1, do your research no matter how long it takes. Don't rush anything. Do your research. Do not look at other people's results. Obviously, you can look at the doctor's work and always like look into, you know, reviews and all that stuff. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I also watched a lot of TikToks and all that stuff. I went on Instagram. I was going through people's pages and anything like that. Anything I can find, I was looking up for sure. Because a lot of, especially YouTube was the biggest help, because people can just search BBL journey, lipo 360, whatever it is that you want to do, and I'm pretty sure like a million videos will pop up, and everybody will tell you, like, whether it's they got it done in DR, Colombia, Miami, like Texas, whatever. But so for me, I did my research for, I've been wanting this for so long, maybe since I was like 21. I'm almost 25 now, so it's been a lot of years coming. So I've been wanting this for the longest, and obviously, like, I would do my research and stuff. Like, I found a few places, almost put down deposits for a few places, and I was like, let me like go into more depth of my research before I put deposits down, because most places will not give you your money back, honey. So I was not trying to go through that whole like get charged half price if I cancel, blah blah blah. So I was just like, let me continue to do my research. So I did research in DR, I did it for Colombia, I did it for Miami, I did all that good stuff, and then I finally decided on Miami. For this reason I decided on Miami was because I was a little too like iffy about going out of the country, because you just never know, God forbid something happens. Like I want to be in US territory, you know, because I'm a citizen. So I was like, let me just look within the states. I almost did it with like 2019, I almost went with Goals plastic surgery, but I've heard horrible things about them, so I'm glad I never went through with all that. I did do a consultation there in person and stuff, so she was telling me all that stuff, and yeah, I was just like, no, it's not happening. So I continued to do my research, and then it wasn't until 2020 when I started looking more into Miami and all the facilities that they have there. So there were a lot to choose from, and most of them have horrible reviews. I mean, at the end of the day, every clinic is gonna have its good and bad reviews, so it's just like, it's up to you if you want to take the risk or the chance, whatever. But I've seen a bunch of places like CG Cosmetics. Mia Aesthetics was like one of my first choices. Mia Aesthetics in Miami. I know they have like a bunch of locations, but I was looking at because I saw Dr. Mejio. He looks like he does a really good job, so I was just like, maybe I'll look into them and see what's going on. I also submitted a lot of consultations to a lot of places, and I kind of just compared to see, like, because most places have package deals or whatever, so I definitely was like, let me see what are they offering, like what's the pricing, like how much, whatever. It's not even like about being cheap or anything, or I was just like, I want a great doctor who's affordable. Like at the end of the day, I'm not trying to pay $11,000, $15,000. I was like, yeah, that's too much at that point. So I was just like, let me see, like always look within your price range or whatever you feel. If you feel like the doctor is great, then, and you feel like you got the money, save up and do what you gotta do. As far as like my personal choice, I was like, okay, I don't feel like, since I didn't have a lot of fat or whatever, I felt like I shouldn't pay more than $5,000. And I feel like that's a good price, honestly, for lipo BBL. So I was looking within that price range. I was like, $5,000 is my maximum. And obviously that's just for the surgery alone. That doesn't include like staying and all that stuff, but we'll get to that. So I was just like, let me look at Miami, let me do whatever. So then I decided on Jolie Plastic Surgery in Miami, Florida. It's right by the airport. I've heard great things about them. They also have bad reviews, but I was just like, honestly, I found my doctor and I was like, I stuck with him. I was like, I love this guy. So last year, December, I went on their site, and I was like watching their site and their Instagram, and they did like package deals. So I was like, okay, this is what I want. Let's do it. Like, should I just, so I called, I filled it out online because I seen for the doctor. My doctor was Valadares, Eric Valadares, so I seen that he had a special going on, so I was like, okay, let me take advantage, fill this out. So they called me immediately. As soon as I filled out the form online, they called me immediately. So I was like, okay, I guess this is like it. So she calls me and she's telling me like, hey, I seen you filled it out online. If you want, we could put a deposit down and and the deposit will be held for 2 years, so you can decide within 2 years like when you want to get surgery and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So then I was like, I'm gonna call you back, because I felt like I needed a little bit more time to think about it before I decided. So I finally was like, she was like, okay, just call me back before like 4:30 because I leave the office, blah blah blah. This was already like a Friday, so I was just like, okay. This was December 2020, so I was like, okay, let me think about this. Let me get a few hours to see, because I was already doing all my research and I've gotten quoted for so many places. Some places were like my BMI was too high, so they didn't want to take me because they focus more on petite girls, and it was just a lot. Like I've been through literally like 10 or 15 consultations for DR, Colombia, Miami. So I was just like, okay, found somebody I liked, and I was just like, let me see what's going on. So then she was like, oh, call me back. I was like, okay. So I took that time, the extra few hours, and I was like, lock it in. I sent her the money for the deposit. She signed me up with a portal. So like the portal, they sign you up with a portal because once you put the deposit down, then it shows your like remaining balance, and it has like a little countdown of how long until your surgery. The first date that I had for my surgery, so I booked it December 2020, and I was already like, I want to give myself enough time to save enough money and mentally prepare myself, because I have never gotten any type of like cosmetic, plastic, whatever surgery. So I was like, I have to prepare myself. I have to make sure. I wanted to be done with the semester, like school, so I wouldn't have to be recovering and worrying about school and all that stuff. So I was like, May. I feel like May is the month. And honestly, now thinking back, I should have done it in the winter, because it's like, this heat and this faja life, not for me. But I was just like, okay, December, let me do May, because she was like, oh, I was like, what is the closest date you guys have available? Because I know some doctors be booked like months or even years in advance. So I was like, oh, what's the closest date you guys have? She was like, we can do it February. And I was like, that's too soon. I panicked a little. I was like, that's too soon. No. So she was like, oh, it's whenever you want or whatever. So I was just like, oh, okay. So then I looked through my calendar, and I was like, okay, when's the best date for me? Boom, I decided on May 28th, which I think was like a Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month of May. So I was like, oh, okay, that should be a good date. So boom, I locked it in May 28th. Whatever. So we put the deposit in. She set me up with the portal, etc., etc. So I was like, okay, this is official. Now it's time to like just stack and starve. So I was like, saving money for this surgery. Next step was, so first I put the deposit down, then the next step was obviously to look into flights and start booking flights ahead of time. I wanted to get all the stuff like flights and stay out the way. That way I could just worry about recovery and after and massages and all that stuff. So I got my flight. First I was like, I didn't tell nobody. Like, I literally was just like, I'm out. I'm gonna pop up with just a new body. Nobody's ever gonna know. But then I told my cousin, and she wanted to tag along. So I was like, okay, let's do this together. So she ended up booking, but she ended up booking for May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So I was like, okay. So I called, changed my date. So we got surgery the same day, May 5th. So now we're scrambling. Okay, that's done. Next, looking for flights. My flight was $110 with Delta. Literally round trip, 2 weeks. I even ended up extending my trip. And that flight was like nothing. I was like, wow, it was so cheap. I got blessed. So we booked our flight, that's done. We also booked my mom's flight because she ended up coming to take care of us, because I just felt more comfortable that way. So I didn't do a recovery home. And I felt like that was the best option. We ended up renting an entire house to ourselves with like a big backyard and all that stuff. And it was only an 8-minute drive from the facility. So I felt like it was our best bet. And that home it couldn't be more homey. I loved it. It was the best choice that we made. Even though it was our second choice, because our first choice had gotten booked so quick. So we were a little sad about that. But we ended up finding something just as great. And I'm glad we did, because I was super comfortable. I felt so at home. We literally turned that house into our own home. I felt like it was my best bet, because I didn't really want to do a recovery house. But if I was going by myself, I would have done a recovery house, because it's like, why not? But since it was my cousin, she wanted to have somebody close to us to take care of us, so we decided on my mom. My mom was okay with it. We paid for her flight, whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much, that should answer a few questions that I have of who, where, when. So the biggest question I've gotten is, did it hurt? Honey, don't even get me started, because that shit was a lot. It was a lot. I want to say the few days is the worst. Because after like the 5th day and your 5th massage, you're like, okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. You're still very swollen, but yes, it did hurt. And I'm telling you, this is not for the weak. Like, if you're not good with pain, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. Don't think that you're just gonna get surgery and be done. No, honey, you got to think about faja massages. The massages hurt the most. I'm gonna tell you right now, that first massage, not even, the 2nd or 3rd one was the worst, because the first one you're still on anesthesia, so you feel numb. You don't really feel much. It's literally like you come out of surgery and, honey, you are sore. It's like if you just did a full workout for 24 hours straight. Like, my ass felt like I did 1,000, not even, like 10,000 squats in one shot, like that, no breaks. Like, it was so sore and tight and hard. I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into, honey? Woo, child. But I don't regret my decisions, so I don't really care. So did it hurt? Yes. Okay. Also, somebody said, what was the recovery and leaking process like? That's why I'm so scared. Honey, the recovery process is long and it still goes on. Honestly, like, you recovered to up to, like, most people say, like, up to a year. So it's like you have a year of nonstop, like, getting massages, foam, ab board, tight, getting your faja taken in every week or so. And my leaking process was horrible. It wasn't as bad as, like, some of the videos I have seen of other girls leaking, but because I didn't have a lot of fluid, honestly, because by my 3rd or 4th massage I was already done with the fluid. Like, I literally, like, my lady was so good, she drained the shit out of me. Like, she was not playing. She took me like a mop and was like, sis, let's get all this out. I was like, okay, perfect. So it didn't, mine wasn't that bad, but honey, when I did leak, I was terrified and it was disgusting. You feel disgusting. Like, you ever been caught in the rain and you're completely soaked, and then you have to go and be outside or on public transportation or in a car or something, and you're just like mad uncomfortable? That was me. Like, I was completely soaked, blood, fluid everywhere, and it's like a yellow, reddish. It was disgusting. But honestly, after you get through with the leaking, you feel so much better, because it's like you're just not worried, like, about feeling uncomfortable and stuff, even though the faja is pretty tight and all this extra, but it's not that bad, honestly. So the leaking process for me was like the first few days, and then after that I was done. I didn't leak anymore. But you will need a lot of under pads, like the peewee, the dog pads, whatever you guys call it, the old people pads, whatever. Under pads, you need a lot of those. Just saying. I slept under those dog pads for like a week, just in case. I was not playing, because I was not trying to leak on nobody's bed or none of that stuff. So we made sure to cover the bed with towels. We even put, I seen this trick on Instagram that this recovery house had done. They put like a clear shower curtain on top of the bed, so nothing would leak through, which was the smartest thing ever. So we did that. We put towels on top, then we put the pads on top, and then it was just me, you know, obviously laying down on it. So it wasn't that bad, but you will run through them a lot. And I used to take them in the Ubers to make sure I lay on them so I don't stain nobody's seats or nothing. So it wasn't that bad. Somebody said, how was your recovery time for your chin? And are you able to eat food or only liquids? So my recovery time for my chin, well, it just started getting soft, and I'm 5 to 6 weeks post-op. But yes, I did do my chin, and it was the best decision I've ever made, because if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted about, I might insert a photo here, honestly, but I posted about my double chin and how much I hated it. Like, you can honestly be the skinniest girl ever and still have a double chin. Like, it's ridiculous. But yes, it was the best decision ever. I have one scar right here one right here and one right here. They just look like little bug bites, honestly. I'll probably insert a video as well, but you can see the recovery time for the chin wasn't that bad. Also, they they didn't provide me with the chin garment, so I had to buy one. It was only like $20, honestly. But you pretty much just put it on. Let me show you guys. Like, this is what you're looking like. This one's a little loose because I usually put like a foam underneath to make it tighter. But like, you have to be with this for, I think they told me like 3 months. So it's just like wearing your faja. You have to wear this all the time if you want to keep this jaw as snatched as possible. So obviously I'm not gonna wear it right now, but that shit gets uncomfortable. I'm gonna let you know right now. It gets very uncomfortable to wear that. Obviously it's up to you when you want to wear it. Some people wear it when they're only in the house or to sleep, but that shit gets me so, like, my face looks like that, and then I wake up with big ass swollen lips and my eyes are super swollen, and it'd be annoying sometimes, but it's gonna help the process. I just got a bunch of questions like who, what, when, where, why, how, did it hurt? Another one, did it hurt? So yeah, I pretty much spoke about all of that. The chin lipo was, let me see, somebody asked how much, and I look amazing, thank you guys. How much? So the surgery was $3,800, and that included one faja, my stage 1 faja, 2 massages, 2 lipo foams. So I feel like that was a pretty good deal. For my chin, it was an extra $500, so I obviously paid that, no problems. And you also have to pay for something that's called Cell Saver, and it's mandatory. And Cell Saver is like a machine that they use for lipo BBL patients that pretty much just like, I guess they put the fat and the blood through the machine. Whatever they suck out, they put it through the machine, and it basically like filters it to make it healthy, and so they can inject it back into your body. So it's kind of like that. You can look it up. I don't really remember exactly what it is, but if you look up Cell Saver, you'll know what it is, and they pretty much explain it to you as well, like in your pre-op process. So yeah, that was $3,800 plus $500 plus $550 for the Cell Saver. So that's, let me see, a total of $4,850 for just the surgery alone. $4,850. Then our Airbnb that we had was about like $2,000 for the total of 2 weeks. Was it? It was like a little less than 2 weeks, 12 days, I think, something like that. So that wasn't that bad, I guess. But also, what else? I'm trying to think of any other expenses. I ended up purchasing more massages at the facility at Jolie. My favorite massage lady, if you guys go to Jolie, favorite massage lady ever is Maria. She's the best. So shout out to you, Maria. I love you, girl. And that was it. Somebody said, how long was the double chin procedure to heal? It's still healing. Just wear your garment, and yeah, that should pretty much help. People are always saying like, you were always thick and cute, so you didn't really need it. But I'm like, y'all say that because that's what y'all see on Instagram. But honey, this gut was not okay. It was not cute. I'll insert some before pictures for you guys to see my before body. I was always thick. Like, I weighed, for surgery, I weighed almost 180. And I felt like that was a lot because I was considered overweight for my height, which I'm like 5'5", 5'4" and a half, 5'5", whatever. So I feel like that's a little overweight. So when I met with my doctor at pre-op, he told me the same thing. He said, you're exactly 33 pounds overweight. And I was like, that seems like a lot. But he was like, the good thing is you don't have a lot of fat in your stomach and your back. It's mostly like most of the weight that you have, the 170 or the 180, whatever, is in my thighs. Like, I've always had super juicy thighs. So he was like, yeah. But he was like, also, he told me in the pre-op process, because when you do yours in the US, they only take out a certain amount of fat. So he told me he could only take out 4 liters of fat. So that's why you see people get like more than 1 round when they do it here, is because in that 1 round, most of the time they're not getting all the fat. So you have to be realistic and think like, oh, okay. So if you are the person that decides to lose some weight beforehand so you could get really, really tiny, you can do that as well. Be my guest. I wanted to, but then I was scared that there wasn't going to be no fat to inject. So I was like, I'm going to just maintain the same weight. I ended up, like, right before surgery, I ended up like being 176 or something like that. So I was like, okay, that's not that bad. I lost like 4 pounds, whatever. So he was like, honestly, if you don't see that you're as snatched as you want to be, you might need another round. And I looked at him like, yeah, I probably let's see how this goes first before I decide if I want to do a round 2. But after, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing no round 2. It's the gym for me. Like, that's it. I'm maintaining this skinniness. Thank God that he was able to suck enough out that I don't feel like I have any excess fat. Like, I feel like I'm good. Like, I probably won't need a round 2. I just need to, you know, go to the gym, maintain it, and all that good stuff. So everybody just asking me like, how much did it hurt? I'm just like, I guess these are people that are contemplating surgery and want like honest opinions. If you know me, you know I'm very honest. So also, I have a very high pain tolerance, so I did exceptionally well, honestly. I did really good for how I thought I was gonna be, because I thought I was gonna be on my deathbed. I thought I was gonna be like crying, depressed. Like, there were girls in there when I was in pre-op waiting for the surgeon to come in and mark me up. Like, the recovery part was like right behind us, so we were here. Like, literally all the girls that came out of surgery were screaming, crying, like on another level, like, oh my God, I want to go home. Like, like, yo, they were going crazy, and I was so scared, because I'm like, fuck, what did I get myself into? And it's like, the more I'm sitting here waiting for this doctor to come in, the more I'm thinking about running out and never coming back. Like, but I was like, listen, you're naked already. Like, you already put all your money down. You already, you know, everything's booked and ready. Like, why would you just leave? Like, you can't chicken out now. You've already made it to halfway through the finish line. So, and I'm not a quitter, honey. So I guess shit done. So that's exactly where I was like, oh, honey. But, and then somebody was like, where did you get your BBL? Because, girl, I already told you guys. Miami, Jolie Plastic Surgery, Dr. Eric Baladares. Did you get it done in the US or outside? Miami, that's where I went. So that I think I pretty much answered all the questions. I'm trying to think of anything else. I ended up getting 10 massages total in Miami for the 2 weeks I was there. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because I ended up going a little bit early before the surgery, so we can just, like, you know, go out and whatever, enjoy our time and visit family. So I ended up doing 10 massages. You're supposed to get a massage a day. So that's what I did. The plane ride back wasn't so bad. They give you, so the good thing was we ended up arriving, like, coming back, we ended up arriving late, and the line for TSA at Miami was so long that I was scared that we were gonna miss our flight, because we were cutting it a little too close. So great thing is my mom was like, listen, you got wheelchair access, like, take it, because I didn't really care. Because they want you to walk. Like, you're supposed to be walking nonstop, drinking lots of fluids and all that stuff. I drank a lot of Gatorade, water. Pineapple juice helps a lot with the swelling. Arnica gel is your best friend for surgery. For bruising and swelling, Arnica gel is the best. So remember that. People are always saying like arnica pills, arnica teas. I didn't do all that extra stuff. I don't really like tea, so I'm not gonna force myself to drink it. But I heard pineapple pills though help a lot with getting the fluid out and making you pee and stuff. So I guess you guys can try that. But I'm letting you know what I tried. A lot of these videos that I've seen, people were buying all these extra supplies that I didn't even need or use. Like, honestly, underpads, arnica gel, the lipo foams, baby wipes, of course, to wipe your ass, What else? Pineapple juice, water, Gatorade. Those were my best friends. I didn't need anything else. And my meds, of course. They gave me my pain meds. So we used like Tylenol, and they gave me some stronger stuff. So honestly, I was good. And most of the time, the first few days, they were having a hard time trying to find my meds, like my mom and my cousin. So I literally survived without pain meds for like the first few days. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And I'm very proud of myself. Pat on the back, because that was a lot. Especially during the massages, you need to take pain meds before, so you, at least it relieves you a little bit of the pain, so you won't feel it as much. But I definitely recommend take your pain pills before your massage, honey, because you will be on fire. Like, especially when she's poking them incisions to stay open, to drain that fluid out, you're gonna die. Like, even though it lasts a few seconds, it's death. Like, that, it was over for me at that point. I was like, girl, don't. I came like by massage number 4, and I was like, please don't stab me today. Like, I literally was almost about to be like, girl, I was about to cry my eyes out, because I was like, honey, please don't stab me today. She was like, let's check if you're drained. If not, like, you're good, and like, we'll let them close. I'm like, yes, please let them close. I can't do it anymore. Like, that shit hurts. So yeah, definitely always have your pain meds. Take it before. Eat a lot. Feed the fat. Please feed the fat. Healthy, low sodium, high protein diets. I also had like liquid protein. My friend had recommended it, and we were drinking a lot of that all day, and it helps with like wound healing. So it was disgusting, but I feel like it helped a lot. Let me know if you guys want a list of everything I bought, so I'll put it in the description box or anything like that. I'm trying to remember anything else. I think I pretty much covered everything. I did 10 massages in Miami, like I said, and then when I came back, I continued to get massages. I have a great massage lady here in the Bronx. And honestly, I think that's pretty much it. This video is over. If I missed anything, please comment below and I'll do another video. But I can show you guys my faja right now if you guys want. And then I'm gonna insert the other. But this is how I look right now. I don't know if you guys can see. But I went to Pretty Girl Curves to get my fajas and stuff, and like ab board, chin garment. Pretty Girl Curves in Miami, and it was literally in the same walking distance from Jolie, so that's where everybody used to go after to go buy their stuff that they needed. And they help you a lot. They measure you. Pretty Girl Curves is the best place to get your fajas and stuff. They do alterations. They can measure you. They'll let you try on and all that stuff, because they're final sale. So it's like once you buy it, you're stuck with it. Like, no money back, no nothing. So also, I used to get really fucking dizzy after massages and before massages. Like, it was the worst thing ever. Like, I was literally so dizzy. I had to carry alcohol by my nose. Like, I used to have a little cotton pad with alcohol and just be like this walking around, because when I tell you, and alcohol really works, like it really stops you from almost feeling like you're about to faint. But when I tell you, like, I just couldn't, like, I couldn't stand up straight and stuff. Like, it would, like, especially the first week, I was so dizzy and nauseous. It was disgusting. And I really think it was my pain pills that gave me those side effects. Because once I had stopped taking the pain pills, because I was just like, yo, I can't be dizzy like this anymore. It honestly helped. Like, I was just like, okay, so I guess it was the pain pills, the side effects of that. So I stopped taking it. But always make sure, like, if you get dizzy, sniff alcohol, sniff pneumonia, whatever you need to, something strong that's gonna like knock you out of that dizziness and stuff. So I would be like, and it was so hot over there, so imagine being outside, like waiting online and stuff like that. Like, it was a lot, so I had to keep that there. And it's like, honey, I feel like I was gonna faint so many times, especially after massages. I was like, oh, I'ma die. I was like, I'm gonna die right here. Y'all gonna have to, if I fall, y'all gonna have to leave me right here, because I ain't gonna get up. I was so sore and bruised. The good thing is I wasn't super bruised like my cousin was. She was turning like green and purple and stuff. I literally was just, I had some redness and I literally like, that's it. It was done. The redness lasted like 2 days. I was applying the creams on my butt cheeks and that's it. That was pretty much it. But this is the end of this video. I hope you guys learned a lot on my experience. BBLs are very dangerous. Please do your research. Do not go off what I said or other people say. Like, look into what you want to do and how you want to do it and with whom and where. Make sure you're very smart about your decision. Think about it more than once. Don't just make a rash decision in 1 second. Sleep on it for weeks, years, whatever you got to do. I slept on it for many years and I finally came to the conclusion that the gym is not for me, but it's gonna have to be from here on out. But as far as how I wanted to get shape, the gym wasn't gonna do that for me. So I was like, I'll pay for it. And that's what I did. People thought that I was getting my titties done as well, but honestly, I was like, I don't really need to. I used to always want a nose job. I don't think I will ever do it though, because I'm scared I'm gonna come out looking like Michael Jackson. So I don't know about that. But yeah, the body and the lips were the only thing, and the chin that I did. So, and you guys have seen all of that. I'm very transparent about anything that I go through. I want to share with you guys because you just never know who can relate and who can take this advice or not take this advice, whatever you guys decide. But I hope this video did you well and answered any questions. Like I said, if I missed anything, I can do another video in like 2 to 3 months and show you guys my updates, because I'm gonna update you guys as I go along, because my body's just gonna keep on changing and just getting better, hopefully. So comment down below any questions or concerns. Aside from that, this is pretty much it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and like, comment, subscribe, and toodles.